Everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same thing about you, that you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress? Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation. You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R. Kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
In 2008, R. Kelly was found not guilty on 14.
Welcome back to the Totally Unrated channel. You see the title, and I'm trying to tell you, this is my disclaimer. Things is about to get absolutely real. Smash that like and share the live, baby. Welcome to the Rated R Show. Yeah. Smash that like and share the live, baby. Let's get in the groove. We're going to get in the mood. I guess I shed some tears. Told myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. But another fight, things ain't right. I'm losing again. Take a fool and lose twice. All over again. Woo! Hey! Looks like another love TKO. Smash that like and share the live, baby. Oh, this shit about to get really real. Smash that like, share the live, baby. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the Totally Unrated channel, man, the Rated R Show. Rated R in the morning. Hey, you know, people still trying to be, in their feelings a little bit. They having the election hangover. I see it. I get it. Do what you do if that's what you want to do. But we in a moment of time where we can actually address some things because I can see the past staring in some of your faces and some of y'all, trying to figure out how can you get through? How can you make it through? And something just prompted me to go and check out some things, re-examine some things. And I want y'all to check out some shit with me because I'm using my common sense. It has come to my attention that Robert Kelly is locked up because some double eyes, intelligently ignorant people got in their feelings about a damn book. Hey, Miss Kelly, I want to let you know right now that you are absolutely wrong, 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 because you got in your feelings about some things, and I can't help but to really call you out when it comes down to the operations that have been going on through the media. And don't worry, I'm gonna prove to you guys what I'm talking about. Hey, smash that like and share the live.
Is your truth?
Well, my truth is, which camera do I look directly into?
Let's see. This one
My
over here.
truth is, Robert, you don't get to tell my story. That is my truth. You should have never put me in your book. And if you're going to put me in your book, then you're going to tell the truth in the book. You don't get to tell people that we got divorced because I had a problem with being a stay-at-home mom. We got divorced because I was no longer going to sit and be violated. What he did to me was criminal. Domestic violence is a crime. So you don't get to write a book and totally dismiss the turmoil and hell I've been through. And then we're gonna sugarcoat it and just say, oh, because she didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom, that's why we started arguing and fighting. Well, I asked her if she didn't love me anymore. She threw a ring into the pond. No, I threw a ring into the pond because there's not enough housekeepers, Maybachs, sharks, private planes, jets that's gonna allow me to continue to let you abuse me. That's what you put in your book. You put the truth in your book, not what you want people to know.
Drea, for women who are at home going through domestic violence, can you take us through some of the things that you went through that you experienced in your marriage with R. Kelly?
The control, the verbal abuse, the emotional abuse, the psychological.
Now, she say that it was criminal. Now, I gotta ask you, did you ever dial 911? Did you ever go to the authorities to make these claims? And if so, why the fuck wasn't you a part of the case? But you've been out here on social media doing the most through the media, on these networks, networking with other people, bringing your feelings to the spotlight. Because I don't know if it's me or you, but I know some of the hellish claims that you've made here recently. As a man and as a father, I want to let you know that you are absolutely wrong for what the fuck you're doing. And I've never came out blatantly on no disrespect, and I'm not going to disrespect you. But what I want to say is that you are wrong on so many fucking levels, and you need to hear it. While you have been paraded out here on these podcasts, on these platforms, trying to sell this story, all because you're pissed off about being mentioned in a book. But let's take a trip down memory lane because, again, this is you.
Do you intend to take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love her, to honor her, to protect her, through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you both?
I do.
Drea, do you intend to take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? And do you pledge before God and these men and women to be a loving and true wife, through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you? If you do,
I do.
say you do.
Truth is, which camera do I look directly into?
Let's see. This one
My
over
truth
here.
is, Robert, you don't get to tell my story. That is my truth. You should have never put me in your book. And if you're going to put me in your book, then you're going to tell the truth in the book. You don't get to tell people that we got divorced because I had a problem with being a stay-at-home mom. In your mind, you always have this idea of how it's going to go and what it's going to look like, but nobody ever describes the feeling.
Oh, congratulations.
After 2 marriages, but 1 wedding, I'll never have to walk into a room again and feel invisible.
I'll be seen and I'll be known as Brian McKee's wife. And that's an awesome feeling.
What the fuck? How the fuck you go from being casted on a network over in Hollywood, and I don't know if this marriage was real or not, but you did it so the world can see. So if you moved on like that and created a storyline for yourself in entertainment, what the fuck? Or should I ask, who the fuck told you to go against your ex-husband? When clearly it seemed like you was doing you. Matter of fact, let me show you to you again.
Do you intend to take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love her, to honor her, to protect her, through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you both?
I do.
Drea, do you intend to take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? And do you pledge before God and these men and women to be a loving and true wife through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you? If you do,
I do.
say you did.
Truth is, which camera do I look directly into?
Let's see. This one
My
over
truth
here.
is, Robert, you don't get to tell my story. That is my truth. You should have never put me in your book. And if you're going to put me in your book, then you're going to tell the truth in the book. You don't get to tell people that we got divorced because I had a problem with being a stay-at-home mom. In your mind, you always have this idea of how it's gonna go and what it's gonna look like, but nobody ever describes the feeling.
Congratulations.
After 2 marriages, but 1 wedding, I'll never have to walk into a room again and feel invisible. I'll be seen and I'll be known as Brian McKee's wife. And that's an awesome feeling.
So whose wife are you again? Whose wife was you to again? So what probed you to jump into your ex-husband's business if he wasn't bothering you? Someone had to have probed you to go against your ex-husband for you to come out with these stories. And you really have no supporting evidence to back it up. Nothing but a bunch of words on people's platforms. And I got to keep that shit real. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to denounce anyone who has gone through domestic violence. No, 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 no. As a matter of fact, let's just have this conversation right now. But before we have it, I want to let you know that you need to let some things go because you causing damage that shouldn't even be there and it doesn't even make any sense. This theme song goes out to you. This goes out to you. Angela Lee, Kelly, since you feel like you earned a name. I guess I shed some tears. Told myself time and time again, this time I'm going to win. But another fight, things ain't right. I'm losing again. Take a fool and lose twice. All over again. You need to let it go, Drea. It's like another love TKO. You need to let it go.
What you think about it, girl? All fast.
Let it go. Because if you own Hollywood production sets, doing things, and you have carved out a lane to do you, what made you run back into the whole situation dealing with your superstar husband, ex-husband? You know, a lot of things not making sense, but one thing I can say is that if anyone had the power to help put this network together as far as the people was concerned, I would say it would be you. Being the that you had the experience over there in Hollywood, casting with the Hollywood X's and other programs that you have appeared on as well. And Miss Kelly, don't think I haven't caught you on Tubi. You're definitely in a movie or two on Tubi. So I see that you have carved a lane, but my thing is why are you using your ex-husband's name, and actually through it all you push out situations, or you push out family. You're messy with it. That's just about as simple as I can make it. But let me have a conversation with y'all. Y'all need to smash that like and share the live. You really do. You really do. Because it pisses me off a little bit to know that you niggas really turn feelings into facts, and you got pissed off about a book. And the thing about it is, I, I don't even think Robert Kelly wrote all of that book. So to be pissed off, won't you fucking be pissed off at the fucking author, yo? But no, y'all saw a loophole because shit was already going downhill. Y'all had already been targeted. He was already targeted. Robert Kelly was already targeted. So they had to use you as a voice. It just makes sense. But what don't make sense is, how can they use you as a voice and be credible when you was out in society doing you? Oh yeah, Miss Kelly, I came across a clip on Hollywood X's where you and Brian were having a little dinner date, and you had told him that it was going to be a special night. All you had to do was get him drunk. See, y'all use those trigger words and try to spin it off on somebody else because it seemed like it might be a behavior that you might like to entangle in from time to time. See, the past is staring in your face. While most of the country may be in their feelings about the new president elect, well, in all due respect, I know for a fact that y'all niggas try to take advantage of the whole situation because of this situation right here. So I know it's high profile, and I know that you're trying to maintain a lifestyle, but the thing about it is, sis, you are wrong on so many levels to try to air out your family business like that, all because you was pissed off about a book. Now, going into relationship, domestic affairs, everybody who has experienced a relationship, you're going to go through ups and downs. You're going to have agreements, disagreements, all that. But one thing I can say, ladies, y'all need to stop. I understand y'all have united, and y'all black girl power and all that shit. I understand all that. But I'm going to tell you something. A lot of y'all females feel so entitled with not just your opinion, but with your mindset, and you try to provoke men to domestic situations. If you had to put a percentage on domestic situations in a household dealing with a relationship, 9 times out of 10, the female engaged it first. Because number one, females are more emotional than males. That's a scientific study all by itself. That's not to say that your feelings should be overlooked or nothing like that, but some things that triggers the mind to make things emotional that might not even be there. It still goes back to your upbringing, all that shit, getting the treatment, getting the help. I hear you talk about that shit out here on the platforms and stuff like that. But the question remains, and not only the question, everyone who've claimed that they have gone through some shit dealing with Robert Kelly, ain't none of you motherfuckers went and seen a therapist yet. So what the fuck is y'all talking about? Including you. But you want to wear the title as Dr. Drea Kelly. A doctor. And while y'all trying to use the trigger words as madam, I just find it very, very ironic how you name yourself madame. I mean, what the fuck is we doing here? You tried to fucking throw your ex-husband under the bus while you were doing you. He wasn't bothering you, but I tell you what, if I had to go to a song by R. Kelly right now, and I could say that it could be absolutely towards you, and I ain't saying that, this is just my opinion. Because, I don't got time to keep playing these games with you niggas. And I see y'all niggas thinking y'all can try to shadow ban. The real is here, been here. You ain't gonna change it. I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna stop. It's all go. It's all go. Y'all made it this way. Understand that. Y'all made it this way. And the past is staring right in your face. So if I really had to put my put some money on it and made a bet, I would think that this song that I'm about to play has a lot to do with the things that Robert Kelly might have been going through personally in his life, because you can't get no damn realer than this. And that's real talk. Y'all niggas saying who? At a club. Who was there? Well, I wasn't. Wait a minute, calm down. I was at a club with who? Get the fuck. Man, you know what? Girl, I'm not about to sit up here and argue with you about who's to blame or call no names. Real talk, see, girl. Only thing I'm trying to establish with you is not who's right, who's wrong, what's right and what's wrong. Real talk. Just because your friend says she saw me at a club with some other bitches, sitting in VIP, smoking and drinking and kicking it. Tell me, girl, did she say there were other guys there? Did she say there were other guys there? Were there other guys there? Well, tell me this. How the fuck she know I was with them other girls then? When the whole club packed with a minute to be finished when I got to say, I've been with you 5 years and you listen to your motherfucking girlfriend. I don't know why you fuck with them old jealous, no man having assholes anyway. Real talk, always accusing me of some old bullshit when I'm just trying to have a good time. Robert, you did this, Kills, I heard you did that. Don't you think I got enough bullshit on my mind? Real talk, hold up. Didn't I just give you money to get your hair, toes, and nails done the other day? Yeah, your ass was smiling then. Real talk, gave who some damn money? I ain't gave nobody no damn money, girl. Is you tweaking?
see what your problem is. You're always running off with the mouth, telling your girl your motherfucking business. When they don't eat with us, they don't sleep with us. Besides, what they eat don't make us shit. Real talk. You call my mama's house and what? Girl, my mama ain't got a screen, no call for me. Real talk. And watch your mouth. Fuck me, girl, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. I'm sick of this bullshit. I'm coming home and getting my shit and getting the fuck up out of Dodge. You ain't gotta worry about me no more. And the next time your ass is horny, go fuck one of your funky ass friends. Hell, you probably already doing that shit anyway. You gonna burn what? Bitch, I wish you would burn my motherfucking clothes. With your trifling ass melting. You fucking girl. You need to let it go, Drea. As a matter of fact, you definitely need to let the Kelly name go. Now, I see you trying to explain yourself on these platforms about why you feel entitled to keep the Kelly name. Well, one thing I do know is you are abusing the Kelly name. You did not protect your family generational wealth, but you bash you teeter tot. You teeter tot. Matter of fact, 2 months ago, Drea, you was on a platform discussing how it, it shouldn't be trying to cancel a person. What about redemption? You was basically talking about how Robert Kelly, R. Kelly, should be redeemed. And I just want to let the world know, I want to let the viewers know, I want to tell you right now, what the fuck do you think I've been doing? But you know what? It's been others out there that's been teetering and tottering with that drama, that's been bringing these real scripted stories out here to try to make the public believe they're shenanigans when the whole time they have been the orchestrator of the confusion. Because like I said, if you was off doing you, boo, who contacted you to go against your ex-husband if you was doing this?
Do you intend to take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love her, to honor her, to protect her through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you both?
I do.
Drea, do you intend to take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? And do you pledge before God and these men and women to be a loving and true wife through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you? If you do,
I do.
say you do.
Truth is, which camera do I look directly into?
Let's see. This one
My
over here.
truth is, Robert, you don't get to tell my story. That is my truth. You should have never put me in your book. And if you're going to put me in your book, then you're going to tell the truth in the book. You don't get to tell people that we got divorced because I had a problem with being a stay-at-home mom. In your mind, you always have this idea of how it's going to go and what it's going to look like, but nobody ever describes the feeling.
Oh, congratulations.
After 2 marriages but 1 wedding, I'll never have to walk into a room again and feel invisible. I'll be seen and I'll be known as Brian McKee's wife. And that's an awesome feeling.
Now, Miss McGee. Now, what's that shit that you got out here promoting out here on Tubi? See, you need to make it make sense because the delusion is either high, and I mean, yeah, you could simply say, "Oh, that was a scripted, scripted show, or whatever." The whole thing is this right here. You are the centerpiece of the social media attack on Robert Kelly, and you have profited off of this man's last name throughout the whole process, selling stories, and you never stepped a foot in a courtroom supporting the claims that you've been talking about. But you have been parading out here from platform to platform. And, this just prompts me into this question right here. You think about the amount of platforms that were launched, such as the platform that you guys saw on there, Sister Circle. And then those same hosts, they transform over to the Fox Soul. And then you got other platforms who have brought the weird stories to surface, like the Tasha K's of the world. Miss McGee, you have been connected to all these people, but you trying to act like you don't know them. You seem to be the ultimate producer behind the scenes. You see, we're not going to let the world forget how a few of the people that was participant of the Surviving series called you out because of some payments. You made them pay or something. I don't know. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. But you seriously, let me tell you, this is what God is giving me right now. When did Solar Coaster come out, y'all? When did that book come out? I've never read it. I don't, really need to read it to try to make no sense of things. But I just want to say right now, when did Solar Coaster come out? It came out what? 2016, 17? Either way, I feel like you niggas behind the scenes read that shit and you got pissed the fuck off and you fucking came together with a master plan to attack Robert Kelly because you didn't like the language that was being said in the book. And I mean, I have no other choice but to believe that because of how your demeanor was on this startup platform at the time, Sister Circle, with a former label mate who R. Kelly produced for and claimed him as a brother. Hey, I'm not delusional. I'm going to tell you again. It's all gold. No stop. This is you. This is you being pissed off about a book.
Is your truth?
Well, my truth is, which camera do I look directly into?
Let's see. This one
My
over here.
truth is, Robert, you don't get to tell my story. That is my truth. You should have never put me in your book. And if you're going to put me in your book, then you're going to tell the truth in the book. You don't get to tell people that we got divorced because I had a problem with being a stay-at-home mom. We got divorced because I was no longer going to sit and be violated. What he did to me was criminal. Domestic violence is a crime. So you don't get to write a book and totally dismiss the turmoil and hell I've been through. And then we're gonna sugarcoat it and just say, oh, because she didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom, that's why we started arguing and fighting. Well, I asked her if she didn't love me anymore. She threw a ring into the pond. No, I threw a ring into the pond because there's not enough housekeepers, Maybachs, sharks, private planes, jets that's gonna allow me to continue to let you abuse me. That's what you put in your book. You put the truth in your book, not what you want people to know.
Drea, for women who are at home going through domestic violence, can you take us through some of the things that you went through that you experienced in your marriage with R. Kelly?
The control, the verbal abuse, the emotional abuse, the psychological.
Never one time in that interview with Selena did she say anything physical. She said nothing about no physical abuse or nothing like that. But throughout the years, you've been selling the public a different story. And you've been profiting off the downfall of your ex-husband. I'm right now live. I'm live on YouTube and Facebook, but I'm also live on YouTube right now looking at you. I just type in your name and I look at the amount of content that you have put out there about your ex-husband. And I'm trying to tell you, it's quite ridiculous. Quite ridiculous. Seriously. I just don't understand how you go from being supposedly being in a marriage to going back to throwing shade and stirring up a bunch of bullshit with your ex-husband. But I have narrowed it down. All of this shit that has happened with R. Kelly is behind a fucking book. It's behind a book. He should have wrote in the fucking book how you went on a fucking a reality show and got married again. And how your last name shouldn't be Kelly. Hey, smash that like and share alive. I'm not playing around.
Do you intend to take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love her, to honor her, to protect her, through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you both?
I do.
Drea, do you intend to take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? And do you pledge before God and these men and women to be a loving and true wife through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you? If you do,
I do.
say you did.
Truth is, which camera do I look directly into?
Let's see. This one
My
over
truth
here.
is, Robert, you don't get to tell my story. That is my truth. You should have never put me in your book. And if you're going to put me in your book, then you're going to tell the truth in the book. You don't get to tell people that we got divorced because I had a problem with being a stay-at-home mom. In your mind, you always have this idea of how it's going to go and what it's going to look like, but nobody ever describes the feeling.
Oh, congratulations.
After 2 marriages, but 1 wedding, I'll never have to walk into a room again and feel invisible. I'll be seen and I'll be known as Brian McKee's wife. And that's an awesome feeling.
I'm still on YouTube and I'm looking at these titles. This was 3 months ago on a platform you was on. The title says Drea Kelly reveals why she knew she'd always be R. Kelly's. But just a few weeks ago, you gonna bamboozle the world with some bullshit dragging you. Let me tell you something. Again, you wrong on so many levels. You wrong on so many levels because number one, as a man, as a father, as I was speaking earlier, who is already going through things, facing things that have been said about him, you don't understand the type of headspace that you trying to put a person in. And that's one thing that I know dealing with domestic situations is that you know a person can be malicious and not even know it. And I want to let you know, not just you, but everyone that has been involved and has spoke some weird things about this man, at this point in time, you have to really look at yourself and look at how malicious you have been out here on social media. And this man has not said not one thing, except for when he sat down with Gail. But as far as being personal and bringing feelings out and stuff like that, or airing out his personal life, I didn't see that. But y'all took y'all's feelings and tried to turn them into facts, all because you was pissed off about a book. All of these platforms that you have been on, you have been seen dancing to Kale's music. You have absolutely went on a platform talking about how he's still an icon. I'm looking at it right now. Drea says R. Kelly is still considered an icon like Elvis. I see where you I haven't watched this, but I see where you're supposed to respond to the rumors that she was paid to participate. And I guess in the yes, y'all was paid. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop playing. Y'all really need to stop playing. I don't know who y'all think y'all fooling, but let me tell you something. Anybody who goes to a network, you have to sign a waiver to participate. There is a pay scale sheet for each department. The producers, the managers, the casting call person, the person who casts, uh, all that shit. All you got to do is look at the credits and see who's all on there. Y'all need to stop playing. For real, y'all need to stop playing, acting like y'all didn't get paid for that, because that project is still available for sale. And I have also put out there how that project is still on Netflix. So somebody's getting that residual income. So y'all need to stop playing. If Hollywood X's was on VH1 about 10 years ago, I'm just keeping it real. You had no reason to be speaking on Robert Kelly, especially if you got married on national TV. And I don't care how any of you ladies out there feeling or trying to feel, because Drea Kelly does not get no fucking pass. And I'm sorry if y'all don't want to hear that and y'all want to stand together, united. Don't tear down a father, a man, for your own personal gain or personal interests. Because your persona shows that you really had no business speaking on R. Kelly, regardless if a book was released or not. But the fact of the matter is this: you was off doing you in Hollywood, doing God knows what. And you think I don't have the intelligence to know that you got the power to assemble people across the country to go against your ex-husband? Of course I do. Because you're a scorned woman. You are a scorned woman. You had no business associating yourself. And that's the reason why You play the shadows very well. You play that shadow life very well. You only participate on certain national platforms, but here on YouTube, oh yeah, you've been making your rounds. You've been making your rounds. And I'm telling you right now, the shit's not funny because what y'all done was turn R. Kelly's money into y'all's money. And some of y'all platforms out there know that y'all know that's the game. Y'all don't want to talk about it because a nigga like me, rated R, and already pointed out the script and told you that it was a network. Working with a network. Networking with people. And I know that y'all don't like that, but it's the absolute truth. These people lied to you about Robert Kelly, including his ex-wife. She had no business putting her mouth on her ex-husband when it seemed like she had moved on in her life, and she should definitely not have the last name Kelly. It should be McGee. Now tell me, is that facts? Because I think I done played it to you about 2, 3, 4 times. You'll see it again.
Do you intend to take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love her, to honor her, to protect her, through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you both?
I do.
Drea, do you intend to take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? And do you pledge before God and these men and women to be a loving and true wife through sunshine and rain alike, until death shall separate you? If you do,
I do.
say you do.
Truth is, which camera do I look directly into?
Let's see. This one
My
over here.
truth is, Robert, you don't get to tell my story. That is my truth. You should have never put me in your book. And if you're going to put me in your book, then you're going to tell the truth in the book. You don't get to tell people that we got divorced because I had a problem with being a stay-at-home mom. In your mind, you always have this idea of how it's going to go and what it's going to look like, but nobody ever describes the feeling.
Congratulations.
After 2 marriages, but 1 wedding, I'll never have to walk into a room again and feel invisible. I'll be seen and I'll be known as Brian McKee's wife. And that's an awesome feeling.
Now, here's a question. Here's a fucking question right here. To all the networks, I have to now question your credibility and your integrity and your job titles. Because I now have to ask you, how much fact checking did you do before you allowed these people on your platforms to give their stories out there with no supporting facts? You just letting people up on your panels, just bashing people and shit. But this is about a book. Ultimately, her motivation to go against her ex-husband is about a book. And I just showed you this shit several times. And excuse my language because it pisses me off. None of you did any fact checking. And when it comes down to the integrity to the networks who failed to communicate to the public how Robert Kelly's information was leaked by the government. But like I said, Miss McGee, Your stance is not credible like that because you make all these claims and you call yourself an activist for domestic violence, but you wouldn't know no fucking paperwork. But maybe you should be on some paperwork. I'm not advocating that, but I'm just saying you wouldn't know no paperwork to appear in court versus R. Kelly. So that lets me know that you must have had assisted the government in targeting R. Kelly. Mr. President, Mr. President, I need you to understand that these people doing some things and you got your own legal things too. They done conjoined up and they done ran a scheme and scam on the public. Now, what if I tell you there might be a class action lawsuit against these media outlets for misinforming the public? How would you feel about that? Huh? I'm not playing with you niggas. Mr. President, we talk about the king of R&B.
Young and power me, make it hard for me to breathe. Sweating in my eyes, they make it hard for me to see. Out of breath, can't see, still hard to defeat. The history that I made, impossible to repeat. Structure to point fingers, throw stones, judge me. You love me, hold me, touch me. Cause you're rocking the place that feel me. I'm clever, and nothing more than the industry. I'm opposite of the demon that faces me. I've been to hell, lived in the belly of the beast. I confess my sins, but still didn't tell peace from. Like MJ on fire, we 16. Music for the hood first, that's where it's from. That's why the hood's always first to help me overcome. When I'm down, so y'all cats like so strange. When I'm up, same cats wonder why I'm so strange. Change, please, you bitches are so lame. Something ain't y'all fault, and y'all so quick to blame. That's why I got my gun in the back of my range. Y'all cats are so playing, I'm playing by the destiny. Some would like to see me, all in chain. Job of power, so my destiny's ordained. Undisputed is the title I claim. Shoot the world up with this biblical cocaine. Places like the bell rings, I'm about to bring in pain. Them dry, right here, shut down the drain. I'll be surrounded by lions in the midst of the jungle, and still I'm a root, it's gonna make it rock. Hands in the air, they make me.
We talking about the three-time Grammy Award winning R. Kelly. And I know, like I said, the way y'all orchestrated this thing, oh man, yeah, y'all really, y'all really attacked from so many different angles. So many different angles where you make it hard for some, you make it complicated for some to even try to talk about and try to break this thing down. But you know, God is so good. God is so good. Because let me tell you something, there's no way that we've gotten to this point and the energy that God has duplicated within the past 4.5, 5 years to where we just experienced what many call a historical comeback election for Donald Trump, who also faces his own legal situations. And I know that itself has people in the uproar, and you're going to be distracted with all kinds of content pertaining to that. And you know something? It doesn't even matter because we here now. And all I know is that this nigga right here in the middle on my screen has a lot to do with all that propaganda, all those rumors, all the scheming and scamming that has been duplicated out here on the social media and internet platforms. And I'm telling you right now, as he's in the midst trying to get his sentencing reduced or, overturned, Mr. President, we here now. I really don't know about your situation, but I know this guy right here in the middle is the center of attention. He is actually someone that needs to be looked into further because he was trying to run as a Democratic president in the year 2020. Now, when you, Mr. President, like I've said before, talk about how the fake news was created, you talk about how they were scamming, and they, when it came down to the votes and stuff like that, and of course the January 6th, I keep trying to tell you it's a mixture of things because we're talking about the power of social media. Mr. President, when it comes down to your legal affairs, this man in the middle is the center of attention. And he's also the center of attention on Robert Kelly's situation. He met up with a government official in Chicago, Kim Fox, who I'm pretty sure people within this situation dealing with R. Kelly probably have some type of personal connection with, maybe even be a family member too. But I also want to let it be known, Mr. President, that Kim Fox has her own domestic violence record. Her husband put it out there. So that goes back to what I was saying. You ladies like to throw men under the bus when it comes down to domestic disputes, but let's just be honest here. When it comes down to domestic disputes, um, 95% or more of the time, those initial conversations or confrontations are started by a woman. Because I'm trying to tell you, a lot of men don't want to hear a bunch of fucking shit. They don't want to hear a whole bunch of drama. If you find a man that likes to fucking entertain drama and shit, he's on the other side. And you know what I'm talking about. But I'm just keeping it real. Lady, you had no reason to step inside of Robert Kelly's world when he was doing his thing, living his life, making his music. He was doing him because you was obviously doing you. And I have yielded back from speaking about you like that because I have respect. But the thing about it is to really, really go this low. Man, I don't know how y'all feel, but I'm trying to tell you it's not cool. And I'm trying to tell you right now, the campaign continues. It's still free R. Kelly. And it really is mind-boggling to know that all of this was resulted off of a book. And not just one book, several books. Several books are in play when it comes down to the things that have been targeted around R. Kelly. All the content that has been created have came from books. that has formulated into scripts that end up being docu-series, maybe turn into movies. And I just think that it's a low blow. It's a low blow. And to any man out there that, you know, um, man and female, who are going through disputes, seek some type of counseling. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, seek some type of counseling. Or if it's a situation where it's toxic nature like that, then maybe you need to separate from that person. But let's just be real. We all have experienced, or some of us know somebody who have experienced toxic nature things. And some people love it. Believe it or not, some people love it. They love the toxic nature of things. And let's just keep it real. Ever since y'all targeted R. Kelly and he's been incarcerated, it's been a uptick in toxic content across the board on social media and across the internet. I mean, hell, you even hearing some people calling the Democratic rallies toxic. You know, you starting to see that. You starting to see people post things about their views on how the rallies were seen as. So I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're in a good space right now to address some things that y'all tried to get away with. Just like that. And everybody's next. So Drea McGee, that's your name. Somebody put it in the chat. Andrea McGee. Andrea Lee McGee. Now, being that McGee is not such of a common name, but I also recognize that McGee is a last name with a couple of individuals that's involved with this R. Kelly thing. So, Drea, when do you really want to tell the truth? Or should you just let it go? I mean, seriously. Do, do you want to tell the truth about how you're very promiscuous? Because when you hooked up with R. Kelly, you was already engaged with somebody else. I mean, since people feel like, I mean, that's out there. Y'all feel comfortable spilling y'all's business out there. It's out there. But I don't know. Maybe you just need to let it go. It's the Rated R Show. Mr. President, please pardon R. Kelly. We're not going to forget about R. Kelly.
I guess I shed some tears. Told myself time and time again, this time I'm gonna win. But another fight, things ain't right. I'm losing again. Take a fool and lose twice. All over again. Think I better let it go. Looks like another love TKO. Oh, What's the thing about it, girl? Oh, yeah. Try to take control of the love of control me. Cause the lose all sense of time and change. Taking the marks and the bruises of all the things of a few times. Trying to hold on to things gone. It's just another sad song. What you say about TKO?
You just gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go. You just gotta let it go, baby. You gotta let it go. Your plans didn't work. And ain't no need in going back to the drawing board trying to control some more. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to control it, right? Is that right? Drea McGee. My message to you is let it go, baby. Just let it go, baby. Just let it go, baby. You need to let it go, baby. This brother was living his life doing his thing, and you come out of nowhere and talk about you pissed off about a book, baby. You gotta let it go, baby. You should have let it go. It shouldn't even bothered you. It shouldn't even bothered you. His book shouldn't even bothered you, lady. Do you hear what I'm saying? See, y'all need this real talk. Y'all need this stern energy. Because y'all out here playing. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. Because see, y'all shouldn't have lied on that man. Y'all shouldn't have ran a scheme and a scam on that man. And God knows how many other scams y'all have ran on others. Yeah. You need to let it go, baby. You need to let it go. It's the power of social media.
Everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same thing about you, that you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress? Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation. You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R. Kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
Hey, boo-boo. Robert Kelly got his own story too. And I can't wait for him to tell it. Hey, I appreciate y'all being
You're saying
here.
everything they
The
said in
Rated
that
R
documentary
Show.
about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
You are supporting a pedophile.
Nothing good about me. I'm just a child molester. The devil. Shut him down. Oh! Come on, guys. As long as my breath is going in and out, I try to, even when I get ready to complain, I think about that and I say, you know what? I ain't gonna even say nothing. I just breathe, baby. I breathe on these niggas, you heard me? 20-some women trapped in my house in the basement in Atlanta. Well, first of all, my house in Atlanta doesn't even have a fucking basement. This is my story. The only thing I could do is say what's real and say what's on my heart and give it to y'all like y'all want it. You want the truth. You ain't even got an education. You didn't even graduate from high school. You don't even really read, and all of this old shit they told me. And I started believing that shit, man. But just something in me kept calling and shit. My heart was pumping this shit. It was pumping this shit. Hey fans, how y'all doing? It's your boy Kels. I love y'all. Thanks for supporting me for the last 30 years of my career. I'm very appreciative of that, and just you guys have kept me humble, kept me grounded, and kept me putting out this music for you guys. You guys inspired me to do it, so I'm gonna do it until you say don't do it no more. Don't say that though. If I met your daughter and I took your daughter out and she was of age, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Everybody, put your hands to the sky.
You ain't got no money? Shit. Sue R. Kelly.
Mute R. Kelly.
You are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress.
I know y'all know that shit is ridiculous, but the crazy shit is motherfuckers, stupid motherfuckers want to believe this shit.
This shouldn't be happening.
Every level there's another devil. Whoever you are right now looking at me in my eyes, look in my fucking eyes, okay? I don't give a fuck about this fame shit. I'm a real motherfucker. My main goal is to unconfuse the world about R. Kelly. I'm ready, yeah. I'm ready, yeah. I'm ready to say what I feel. Keep it real. Say what I feel. You don't know me. You ain't never been in my house. You ain't never been in my bedroom. So you cannot judge me.
Mr. President, I know your plate is kind of full, but I know that we in a good space to retract some things that happened a few years ago. This movement right here that was talked about, the Me Too, the Mute, the Surviving Series, should be checked into. I'm saying that now because if it was a smear campaign to damage a man and cost him his freedom, well, I've already showed you the compromise and peace that helped make that happen. And that was that bald-headed guy that was in the middle of that picture. But with all due respect, we're talking about the one and only King of R&B, three-time Grammy Award winning legend. Y'all start putting respect on this brother's name, man. Because y'all been playing. And these people been lying. And the re-examination of R. Kelly is for real. Hey, and this has been real. Shout out to everybody who stopped through. Frankie and Johnny, YDK Walili was here in the chat. I appreciate you. And everybody who was in the bushes. Facebook, hey, the campaign continues. Without further ado, let me remind you of the one and only legendary R. Kelly.
Rolling through the hood, just stop by and say what's up. Let you know your baby boy ain't doing so tough. When a woman's fed up, no matter how you big, no, it ain't nothing you can do about it. Ladies in the building, if you feel me, put your hands in the air. Come on. La 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 la. La. Oh la. I don't see nothing. You know I can't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, baby. I don't see nothing. You know I can't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, baby. My mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes, baby. I don't wanna hurt nobody, but there is something that I must confess. Now I'm not trying to be rude, but hey, pretty girl, I'm feeling you. The way you do the things you do reminds me of my Lexus cool. That's why I'm all up in your grill, trying to get you to the hotel. You must be a football coach, the way you got me playing the fields. Baby, give me that. Let me give you that. Running on hands through my fro, bouncing on 24s while they stand on the wet. It's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. Mama rolling that body, got every man in here wishing. Sipping on coke and rum, I'm like, so what, I'm drunk. It's the freaking weekend, baby, I'm about to have me some fun. Save you. Temperature's rising, your body's yearning for me. Sexy ladies in the building, put your hands in the air. It seems like you're ready.